Today, Nintendo announced that not only is Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 not coming out until spring 2023, but more importantly, the AG Aonuma has drip. Let's talk about it. Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Media. Today we are talking about, of course, AG Aonuma having drip. This man got a haircut, he cleaned up, he's all formal now for the Zelda announcement. No, of course we're talking about the delay of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. It is being delayed to spring 2023. Initially it was slated for a 2022 general release, which most of us assumed would be holiday if it did hit. It's not coming out this year. I just have to make a video, I have to cover it. Kind of expected. I've done a couple videos kind of predicting Nintendo's release schedule through the year, and obviously I was hopeful. I was very hopeful that Breath of the Wild 2 would come out this year, but I wasn't. I was expecting it. You know what? I'll be honest. I was expecting it. So to see it delayed to spring 2023 isn't that much of a surprise, but also I was expecting it to come out this year, despite Nintendo's lineup this year already being packed. Listen, I'm gonna be brutally honest about this game. It better be better than the first game. It has taken longer than the first game. The fact, there is so much pressure. There is so much pressure on these poor developers to make this game as amazing as possible. And I don't know if they're going to be able to deliver on that, with it basically reusing the same map as the first game and then taking 6 years. The expectations for this game are through the roof when, obviously, we don't know too much about the game. Maybe it's bigger than I'm imagining. This is a very Ubisoft-style sequel, for lack of a better term, where they just reuse the assets, same world map, that kind of thing. Far Cry Primal, remember that controversy? They reused the map from Far Cry 4 and then flipped it. Obviously, this game is going to have new elements. They're going to have the whole sky world, which is hopefully going to be basically the entire map. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I don't know, man. We've seen glimpses of new gameplay stuff with like Link going through like surfaces in the sky world, and then like we saw a new glimpse of gameplay in the trailer where they showed this Master Sword is like all broken, so that's interesting. But this game better have something else going on, because if it's just Breath of the Wild again, using the same assets and all that, great. Obviously, I'm not going to discredit that. 6 years, though. That's a little much. When they announced this game in 2019, I fully expected it to come out in 2020 or 2021. Not because I'm very familiar with the Zelda cycle. Keep that in mind. I'm very familiar with it. They're reusing everything. So the fact that this game is getting delayed again, they have a lot of expectations to meet. Let's put it that way. I don't really doubt that they will meet them, I guess. I mean, hopefully they do. It's the Zelda team. They usually release bangers, but I don't know, man. I was expecting this game sooner. Is the delay good? Sure. I mean, Nintendo knows, Aonuma knows what this game needs. So if they think it needs delayed, then it needs delayed. It's just surprising to me that this game that is reusing all the assets from Breath of the Wild 1 is being delayed this much and taking this long to come out. I think Nintendo should not have announced it when they did. More so than when, normally with Zelda timelines, my cat's freaking out over there. Normally with Zelda, release timelines, it's fine because it's a new game, like a fully new, from the ground up, new art style, new everything, new plot, everything. So normally, okay, Skyward Sword was announced in, 2009, I think? That's a bad example because it came out pretty quickly. Let's just use Breath of the Wild 1 as an example. That game was announced in 2014. Really 2013 if you think about it, but first time shown was 2014, and then it came out in 2017. It was in development since 2012, maybe 2013. So really 3-4 years from announcement to release for that game. This game was announced 4 years ago. That's insane to me. Typically speaking, for a regular Zelda game, I think that would be fine. But when this is simply, I know that's a very light term for what is going to be probably Game of the Year next year. When this is simply Breath of the Wild 2, it's just kind of surprising. I don't know. Maybe this is the negative take. Maybe you're not here to see this take. I'm still very excited for the game. I want to make that abundantly clear. It will most likely be my Game of the Year next year. It's probably going to be better than the first game. But it's just a little surprising to see how long it's taking. But Nintendo knows best. They're going to delay it until it's perfect. This game's cooking. This game's cooking, fellas. So it better be a damn banger. If it's not, well, I don't know then. But this does bring up the question before we end off here about the Zelda game that's going to come out this year. Nintendo has made it very clear they want to release a Zelda game every year. They have held true to that since 2013, I believe, was the first year it started, and it's been accurate ever since. Sometimes 2 games in 1 year, and even 2011 technically had 2 games, so you could really even count hey, it's like, you know, Matt, you borrow Skyward Sword, put it in 2012, you know. So then 2010, I don't think had anything, but 2011 onward basically has had a game every year. So we're going to get one this year. What is it going to be? Well, I actually just posted a video earlier today with Caleb discussing all the potential Wii U games that could come over to Switch. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD have to be the games, right? They have to be. I think there's a good chance that Grezzo is making a new Zelda game, be it a remake or I think more likely a multiplayer game like Triforce Heroes. The fact that we don't have a multiplayer Zelda game on Switch is honestly pretty surprising, so I'm going to be surprised to see that. And yeah, don't let this get to you, man. Nintendo's lineup this year is still ballin'. We still have Pokemon, we still have Xenoblade X, we still have Bayonetta 3 and other unannounced games for this holiday season. So the lineup is still amazing this year. It's just, I don't know. It would have really hit if Breath of the Wild 2 came out this year. Although, I've seen a lot of jokes about this on Twitter. Kind of good for Nintendo if they really care about awards, because now they don't have to compete with Elden Ring. And Elden Ring was going to win regardless. It did not matter if Breath of the Wild 2 was a better game. Elden Ring was going to win Game of the Year. It is going to win Game of the Year. It doesn't matter if God of War comes out this year. Elden Ring's winning Game of the Year. Elden Ring has dominated the conversation, so maybe from that aspect, good delay, because now they can probably pretty handily take Game of the Year next year. Not that it really matters, but accolades are fun, and it's fun discussing it. And then this also paints a better picture for 2023. We already know we're most likely getting Metroid Prime 4 next year. Hopefully, we're getting Metroid Prime 4 next year. I can't imagine it gets delayed past that. As well as I feel like there's something else, but 2023, probably going to be another pretty good year for Nintendo just with that, and then hopefully maybe a new 3D Mario next year. So that'd be really good 2 back-to-back years for Nintendo if they can pull this off. Obviously, this year's been great already with Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I'm still playing through Kirby, and that game is really good. Like, it's Mario tier, in my opinion. It's one of the best 3D games I've played. I would, now that this is a Kirby video, I would probably put Kirby and the Forgotten Land above 3D World. I pretty safely would say that, actually. So Kirby, it's a good year. It's still a good year for the Switch. Don't be too disheartened by this news, like I kind of was making it out to be earlier. I'm just curious to see where this all goes. I'm going to do another discussion with Caleb, I think, about this probably in like a week or two. If you have any questions for that discussion, let me know down in the comments below, and we'll probably read them and answer them, be it about the Breath of the Wild 2, the delay, or any other general Zelda questions. We'll probably do a general Zelda discussion in 2022 kind of thing. So let me know what you guys think of this delay down in the comments below. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. I'm reserved, man. I really want this game to be good. Just the amount of time they're taking is very surprising. I see people saying like, what were you expecting? Zelda games always take 6 years. Zelda games always completely reinvent the wheel and have a new art style and built from the ground up on a new engine. Every time. So this is a different situation. So it's just a little weird that it's taking this long. Obviously COVID, but you can only use COVID as an excuse for so long, in my opinion. We're definitely past that by this point. Really, COVID was only an excuse for like the first 6 months of COVID. Maybe first year. We're like year 3 now, so it doesn't. You can't say that. I still see that in like Nintendo Switch. Like, oh, COVID delayed it. No, we're way past that, guys. Anyway, I am rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the delay down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on Alanuma's new drip in the comments below. More importantly, and until next time, guys. Bye bye.